Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
So,
wabarakatuh. Good people, good listener, good viewer around the world. So we have a special guest here named Danish from Pakistan. Yeah, he's very handsome, you know that. So thank you very
okay.
much, Dennis. Thank you very much
Alright.
for your time to share with
Thank
us
you, bro.
about your ideas, I think. So it's going to be interesting to know about your ideas about this, how to speak fluent like a native, I think. So now we are in Instagram Live. We call it, the program is about English talk. Yeah, I think this purpose or the goal of this program is just to know, to make someone or the people or common people or the student who have highly motivated about learning English more. I think they can join us. They can share with us, so they can get knowledge for us. Minimum is about listening comprehension. So, without further ado, so if you don't mind, maybe telling us, you can telling us a little bit about yourself, Dennis. Maybe your backgrounds, maybe where you come from, maybe anything all about you, a little bit briefly. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Pa. Well, I would like to talk about myself. My name is Danish. It's the same spelling like Danish. And sorry for my accent. My accent is quite like Pakistani people. So, I came from Pakistan and I'm in Indonesia right now in Jakarta. I'm doing my research and yeah, I'm already done my master in tourism and I have some business regarding ceramics, a family business. And yeah, I'm here on a research program in Jakarta,
Okay, thank you very
Indonesia.
much. So, how about your research? You doing well? It means you last month you went to the Malaysia and Singapore. What's wrong with that? It means, what about the result? Is it good
Well,
result or something?
yeah, it was good. I went to Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. Well, it was a good time. But unfortunately, you know about that situation right now, because of the virus. So I couldn't complete everything. But still, it was good though.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing that tonight we want to talk about the English, because the mastering English as the word language becomes one of the requirement for the modern era, for modern life. So it should be comprehended by people in the world. So the first question I just want to ask to you, the first question is about, do you think learning English is so important for people?
Well, definitely I will go with yes because the thing is, English is a global language.
Yep.
If I would have come to Indonesia and I don't know English, so it would be really difficult for me to communicate with you, with the students, with my colleagues. So that's why whenever you travel, you learn a lot while sharing your views with other, talking to other people. Well, on the other hand side, most of the jobs which are related to higher organizations, you have to learn English to get a good job. There are so many jobs like translation jobs regarding the English, which is, and there is a very huge market which opens when you learn the different language. Like, so English is a global language and definitely everyone should learn it and try their maximum to understand because
Yep.
it is a way to communicate among the nations.
Yeah. So absolutely. So the thing that. So what about the people in Indonesia? I mean, Indonesian people. Do you understand what Indonesian people speak in English?
I do understand. Well, the thing is, it's totally about the accent.
Yeah.
Accent is different everywhere, so you can clearly feel from my speaking that my accent is quite in
Yeah, that's
Pakistani
right.
accent,
I
Desi
know
accent.
that.
So if some like Australia, some Aussie people speaking English, they speak in a different accent. British have a different accent. Americans have different. But the thing is, the words are the same. pronunciation is different, but I do understand. I don't know what about Indonesian people. They understand my English or no?
Yeah, okay. So, okay, the next question is about, because tonight we want to talk about the speaking. It means speaking, how to speak fluent like a native. So, do you think mastering speaking English or English speaking skill is important too?
Well, definitely English speaking skill is really important because the thing is, uh, the speaking is the thing how you express your feeling, how you want to convey your message, what you are
Yeah.
feeling, what you want to say, or anything you want to say. So if you don't know how to speak, but you know how to write to read, but you cannot express yourself, then there's no point of like having a good, because it's all about how you express yourself in a different language. So speaking is a very basic requirement when you're going abroad, travel, having a job associated with. On the other side, I'm not saying that the other language is not that important. Of course, my own language, Urdu, Indonesia, these languages are also important, and we should also promote. On the other side, English is a very important thing which we have to learn nowadays.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. So you think it's very important. So do I. So the thing that, so the
Yeah.
main question right now, like the topic, what we want to discuss about it is about tips how to speak. So you can tell us tips how to speak fluent like a native. So maybe you can go ahead to try to tell us about your tips how to
Mhm.
speak English like a native fluently.
For speaking English, it all starts
Yeah.
with the vocabulary, with the grammar, with the, so you have to learn about how to write English, what's the vocabulary which you are using, and the grammar. I know Bahasa Indonesia doesn't have the grammar, but English has a tenses and the more grammar in that. So for that, if you want to speak well, you should know what you are, you should learn the vocabulary, you should learn the tenses, learn the grammar. So when you know all about this, then the main important thing is practice. So the more they practice, the more they speak. I know in the start it's quite reluctant. Everyone is like quite shy not to speak. But the more they speak, the more they can express themselves and their English would be improved.
Yeah, it's about practicing, right? Yeah, it's about
That's all about
practicing. Thank
practicing.
you very much. Practicing. Yeah, it's all about practicing. Is there any more tips from you? It's about how to speak fluent like native.
Well, definitely, I would say that it's not a thing which you can do like once in your life. You have to do it every day. So you have to practice like on a every day. Make a routine like 2 hours. Dedicate 2 hours every day. Just watch some English movies. Just read some English newspaper. Just it's all about practice. The more you speak, the more you practice, you're gonna be much more better in speaking English.
Okay, good. Thank you very much for your tips. That's the thing, yeah. The more that you can practice, the more that you can get. That's the main point for the tips. Okay, so that's the thing. So,
Yeah.
for the first learner, when they want to learn about English, what's your suggestion? It means the first skill that they have to master first. It means going to be speaking, listening, reading, or writing for the first time for the learner to master the skill for the language. What do you think?
Well, it all starts with the reading. I mean, if you don't know what want to say, you don't know the words, you cannot speak, you cannot comprehend. So the first thing you have to read. The more you get the vocabulary, the more you understand what's the best way to speak the English. You have to improve your grammar, you have to improve your tenses. And the next thing is the listening. Improve your listening. When you're better in listening, then you comes on the speaking. So I would say that first go on the reading. Start with the basic book. start with the basic newspapers. So just try to find out which are the common words which are repeated again and again. So
Oh,
just underline that common words and try to practice it. And while practice more and more, then you will be more able to speak the English.
okay, okay, good. Practice more. That's the thing. So, there is maybe something like when the students learns about much more about the grammar. Do you think grammar can hurt speaking skill? Do you think so?
I don't think so. Actually, it's if you're not in a formal organization or in a formal job, well, the main purpose of the language is always to communicate about your what you want to say, what you want to express. So if you can express things with the wrong grammar, even the if you want water and you are able to express it even with the wrong grammar, it's okay. But while you're working in some formal organization or in a very formal job, then definitely grammar matters. These small points are noticed. So yeah, but it's always better you have a better grammar, you're good in tenses, you're good in pronunciation. So it's always better. But still, I will not say for the beginners, like the students from the modern school, they can start with the basic English. So in the start, everyone make the mistake. Slowly, gradually, their English will be improved.
Okay, it's good. Thank you. So, maybe is there any like a application, like a method that you always do? It means always give a suggestion to other people about how to get fluent in English. It means is there any application or method or anything, something like that?
Uh, it's always better to learn something new in a fun way. So if they can make English also a fun, it would be easier for them to learn. Maybe watching some English movies or maybe watching with the English subtitles, it would be more fun for them to learn it. So just make it easy way. Just go with the basic, like start with the newspaper, with the movies, with the podcast. So while they will be improving every day little by little, so it will be improved day by day and they will be good in English in time.
Okay, so good, so good, so good, so good. Yeah, I think it's good for the count people, for the students, I think for the viewer right now. So, is there anything that you want to add some more about the how to fluent in English?
Well, it's as I said earlier, it's all about
Okay.
the practice. So the more they practice, there is no shortcut for that. Like they cannot learn it in days. So it's a gradual process. They have to improve day by day. So things will be better. The more they practice, the more they will be perfect.
Okay, okay. So, thank you very much for your time. So, maybe the last question before we close it, before we enough this conversation. Uh, Tell us, it means give us the suggestion for the student. It means for the common people who want to learn more English. It means learn English more about how to get fluent in English. So tell us suggestion. It just motivate us about how to get fluent in English. Go ahead.
Well, if you're asking about to be fluent in speaking, then it's all about the more they speak with the people. I know everyone is shy, everyone is reluctant in the start doing some new thing. So everyone has fear in their hearts that if I do something wrong, make some mistake. So it happens with everyone. So just be over it and just more and more. What I used to do was like I stand in front of the mirror and I start talking to myself because I was also afraid of my the mistakes. I was also shy. So
Yeah.
what I did, I stand in front of the mirror every day and start talking. So yeah, it helped me a lot, and slowly I get a good score in the top level and I improved.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for your suggestion. I think it's a good idea, good suggestion. Thank you very much. So the listener or the student, maybe common people maybe student of university, student of senior high school, junior high school, or anything can apply your idea about how to get fluent in English, I think. So good. So yeah, so amazing about your idea. It's about how to get fluent in English, speak English like a native. So what about the last? No, I just wondering about the question about the Pakistan, maybe. The language in Pakistan is like is Urdu and English, right?
Well, yeah, our official language is Urdu, but our government language is still
Is
English.
English, yeah. So it means the English
Yeah,
is tough when they were in the kindergarten. It means in the garden, elementary school, they get
yeah,
the English lesson, right?
yeah. English they start from very early age, so it's also given the same importance as of Urdu.
Oh.
So they have to learn the both the languages side by side.
It means most of the people, or I mean all the people in Pakistan, can speak English very well, isn't it?
Well, not all the people, but still the younger generation, they can speak English, they can understand English very well. But the old generation still they are like they can understand, but still it's not that as much as the young generation can do.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, thank you very much for your time, Dennis. So we miss you a lot because long time no see.
Yeah, I will also like to add that I also miss my students in Molimat. It was a great time with the students, and I really miss that time because it was so fun talking about the culture, about the food, about the marriages. So yeah, it was totally a memorable experience for me. I will never forget, and I hope so. If the situation was not that bad, I could come again to Jogja and see you guys again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, sure. If you going to Yogyakarta, just let me know. I pick you up and we can go and having fun again. Going to the beach,
Yeah,
yeah?
sure. I still
Snorkeling.
can't forget the hospitality. I mean, it was the best Indonesian hospitality I ever experienced in Indonesia. So it was so well. I enjoy my time in Jogja very well.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for your time and see you next time. So if you have time another way, another day, maybe we can meet again using maybe another platform, maybe the same platform or maybe another platform like a Zoom or anything, something like that. So thank you very much again, Danish. See you next time and
Thank you.
yeah, see you next time and thank you very much.